let's go for it. Oh boy, Invasion of Arcavios. We can do so much stuff with this one. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and I'm honestly super excited to share this deck with you, because it's Jeskai Control with so many cool tools and so many twists, like with Invasion of Arcavios, Zurgo and Ojutai. I remember this one comment, alright? Why is it Jeskai with no Zurgo? You have it right now. And Collector's Vault together with Celestus, so you ramp a lot of mana, you cycle a lot of cards, you have nice early game. This deck just does a little bit of everything, and with sweepers and manlands you have so many options. And if you think one Teferi won't come into games, watch the video today. You might get surprised. Oh, and I kinda forgot the sideboard. Here's the sideboard. It's absolutely epic and only power plays here. Have fun. I really hope you enjoyed the video and the games, and yeah, let's go into action. Alright guys, we are going first. We have the Vault. Oh, make Dissipate is so tempting. We are against Golgari. Man, I always love seeing Golgari on the other side. And this is a perfect Dread Knight counter, because it exiles and it's super cheap, so we can usually tap a lot and your opponent is like, yeah, he won't answer it. Oh, alright. Getting spicy, so I sense some questing druids. Oh, very nice. Not the best turn to remove it. So if we do it now, they cannot save it. But I'll take this risk, because I have lands. Enjoy your 3 damage. You can just, invest this life total into getting better value. And suddenly you can counter the Miglos, Maze Crusher. I mean, it's the easier way to get out of the maze, I guess. Can't blame him. So, it's make Dissipate again, because we can round him out of cards very cheaply. And he wants to keep ramping stronger and stronger cards, right? So I will take this 3 damage, because if I remove it right now, he might spend the mana to kill it in response instead of playing huge thing. I see. But that means we get rid of all of the Dread Knights, if we care. They did not play it. Very interesting, I like it. They will probably kill... Never mind. I thought they will kill it with a cut down, to be honest, but you know what? I am fine with this one. So we can go Collector's Vault into make Dissipate. We could go Teferi, which might die to Edic instantly, and that's super bad. So it's either a question of those two or Memory Deluge, but then we cannot counter what he plays, which is really optimistic, man. Absolutely optimistic. We have Sunfall, so I will go with Memory Deluge. If he goes to white, we can also punish it. So we kinda have answered to a little bit of everything, except the cottage. But if they attack for 4, that means they didn't really do anything on the turn. Oh no. Okay, I thought they passed the turn, they don't have anything, but they obviously have the Dread Knight. I don't know what the brain melt that was from my side, but it happened. Alright, that's fine. This is a creature that doesn't really do much. The best they can get is what? Treasure? They don't get card advantage. Blood token is probably the highest value. Treasure. Treasure is okay, but not super big. I can keep playing this. So I already allowed a lot in this turn, so we really want to Memory Deluge. That will be a bit of a weird one. Celestus is nice, man. Especially with the fur. Oh, I'm such a sucker for this. Emperor might be needed for the cottage. A very nice draw. Honestly, one of the best draws I would ever hope for. That is 3. So we can have make Dissipate, but not much more. Alright, a bit risky turn. Right now they can punish us super hard. Don't forget we lose Memory Deluge if they activate the cottage, but that's... oh boy. That's rough, man. Alright, this is getting a little bit scary. I didn't expect 2 extra damage on this turn. I should make stop. He knows. Alright, but that's not the end of the world. It's this 2 extra damage, so I should be at 9, which is comfortable. However, they didn't play stuff. Honestly, at this point I think it's Collector's Vault. We have Celestus and we are super pressured, so we cannot go for it. We can kill one of the cottage with this and second one with the Emperor. If I go with Teferi, it gets interesting, right? It's only 2 mana, so I have still 4. That's a good deal. Let's go for whatever mana. Are you a whatever mana? I need double white. Alright. And this will start to be a little bit interesting. I tap you. It's white. Well, we are kinda obvious, but let's go for it. If I was high quality player, I would untap a Tawara because I still have double white from those and it's less obvious. But I don't think our opponent will be really like paying attention to this kind of stuff. Blood token. Luca! Alright, good to know. That's a little bit scary. Greatest power is 1 right now. If he goes for the cottage, he cannot really play Luca, right? Here's the blood token. Good for him, but slows him down. He still keeps the mana, right? Yeah, it's 4, so that's a perfect mana for the cottage. The point is that he cannot kill Teferi on board yet, and with Sunfall it will be even more interesting. So sure, that is probably the biggest threat. I don't care about it at all. It's 4 damage. 4 is not 5. And that's how you get to Mythic. You need to know those things. So the point is that I don't care if that's 1 or 2. He has only one way of dealing instant damage and it will be Cottage. And we have Emperor for this and March. So we should be able to do everything. Definitely a land. And Invasion. This should be good. This will be a, you know, emergency play in case something goes wrong. Man, Teferi, you have a single one of them, but they're insanely impactful. I mean, creature probably not. Let's get some extra mana. So right now their play is that they can go for mana. Very nice, man, this is so perfect. That they can go for the cottage and try to kill Teferi and try to trade card for the rest of the game. So we won the game, I believe, right now. I don't think he can recover. Maybe he goes for Luca, but he won't have creatures. Oh, those were some power cards, man. Each one of them super meaningful. Okay, maybe not the torch, but he can still use for Teferi. Luca, I think that's the most powerful card. But that might get made disappear, or whatever you call it. You can counter it, alright? You can counter it. That's one spell. I don't care about switching to daytime so much. It's more worthwhile to keep the mana up. Okay, I hope I did the thing. That's a lot of mana. And this is why March is so freaking amazing, man, in this meta. I don't want him to tap, because like he won't use this mana at instant speed anyway, and I don't want to lose Memory Deluge. I think that should be the game. He cannot even, like, even if he had a land, he cannot do the Luca thing. This is something we can counter, but we won't care about it right now. We also have a good blocker, so we won't even be forced to do it. Let's get some extra mana. Alright. Do I want to go for invasion already? It feels super tempting, man. Let's go for it. Oh boy, Invasion of Arcavios. We can do so much stuff with this one. But I will go with the sideboard. So we can take extra turn, which is amazing. We could go... Honestly, the best one is Dissipate or Silver Scrutiny. I think it will be Dissipate, because it negates his huge play. And he doesn't have too many of those. Oh, I just realized that, man, it's getting better. I could just exile it instantly. But I will go like this. We don't super care because we can just block it. Yeah, he gets more cards, but it's super slow and we don't super care about it. Memory Deluge, a little bit sad. That's true. And the tap will happen, but with the you can see that, man, he absolutely abandoned the plan of just killing us. Yep, that hurts. Let's do it first. It could be better to block first here, but I don't really think he has anything meaningful, and we can just go like this. Of course they still exile it. He can draw cards, so there is some potential for him to come back with this. He can draw a card, and probably play a land, I would guess. Or maybe not. But we have Celestus, man, so we should be absolutely fine here. And we are breaking Invasion soon. And now we go for the value. Man, Teferi is insane. Oh, the Counterspell is so good. I cannot resist value, man. It's just so much cooler. Did I play something? That's the first spell, and I cannot play the second one. Alright, so on the next turn, everything will be doubled. We are having 2 Planeswalkers. Live game. Man, we're at 16. Like, we at some point in this game were nearly dying. I think we're at 7 or 6, something like this. Tortoise. A cool tortoise appears from the milled cards, then return from your graveyard. So he will get what? Guaranteed. A land. Let's respond with this one. I want to see my options. A Sunfall. I mean, with Planeswalkers we should be able to go for it. Man, this is so much better. Alright, you got it. You got it. I changed my mind. I will just try to exile it with Emperor, probably. Because we can force stop it. Did he hit anything? So he wanted a manland, of course. That's an interesting one. Kinda like it. It's not a good card, but a pretty cool one. And yeah. He also knows that we have probably a counterspell, but maybe he thought that we are considering the Dissipate on the tortoise. Not remake Disappear. He might have noticed the click on the creature, so that's obvious casualty. But man, with Collector's Vault you just cannot have bad cards in your hand. And he's really thinking about it. So if he plays this, we probably attack and Sunfall then. He needs double block. But then he can block it. Alright, I think this is a good counterspell target. It gets full value out, and this Dissipate from Invasion of Arcavios, as you can see, it's pretty huge. Oh boy. Man, I cannot resist counterspells. They're so cool. This is a card we can get rid of. So, I will go with Collector's Treasure. This is also a really cool card. This is a better land, of course. We tap the thing. And let's go for this land, cause why not? Now we -2. It feels dirty, man. Absolutely. Alright. Now we flip this one. Do I want the Spire? I think there are better cards than Spire, honestly. So let's get them. I didn't cast a single spell, I believe. Oh boy. As you can see, much better card. Oh boy. But we are after the combat phase, so let's wait one more turn. This will be a brutal... So we won the game and we are having all the fun. That's the cool part. There is a cottage. That might be a bit of problem. Guys, why am I on 21? Last I remember I was on the verge of dying. This is what the Teferi +1 keeps doing to you, man. So he knows. So I think we get both of the cards, so then he will play Luca. I mean, that's a really, really hard counterspell. Of course we will. This will be so countered that it's not even fun. Sometimes if you have instant battles, you can force it to have 2 spells on stack and then double the counterspell, but it's so hard, man. And Arlene. So it creates 2 wolf tokens. I mean, let's counter it. I think it's pretty fun. Yep. 4 counters. Yes, you do it on purpose. This is about the message. Just so hard countered that it's not even funny. And we are 21 to 18. This is a decent card. I mean, let's go. We could draw a card and see what we get, but it's way more fun, man. Rawr. And we can still untap something, which is wild. But we will get a cool card. He's dying on the next turn. Do we want Counterspells? I guess this is the play. I mean, we can. We have enough mana that we don't really need to care about this one. Or we can just replay it. What do we do? Actually, we'll play the land. And we'll, I guess, tap, untap, and untap. That's the play. I think I should probably think about, you know, what he can top deck, what is the build, but we are basically guaranteed to win this one, so I will just let him surprise me. The power honk of doom. Man, we need the... Goose, that was a power honk. Now we are talking. Alright. So our opponent has 2 cards. The problem with this one is that it doesn't do anything. Especially if you know that your opponent has Zurgo. Like, he cannot deal damage, right? You don't control creatures. He can activate it? No, he is 1 mana short. He didn't go for the loyalty, but then if he went with completion, he wouldn't have enough loyalty to -4. Oh, that's so cool. Listen, what would happen? Oh no, I have to bargain it. This is too epic, man. Because I have a lot of tokens, not sure if we noticed. Yep. So, why were you going for this cottage? Remind me please, my friend. Yeah, let's take the card. Emperor is okay. Oh man, that felt absolutely dirty. Like, I almost feel bad for playing control, but not really. Alright, our opponent going first. He is as red as possible from the avatar, but not from the cards. Alright, I think our curve is pretty obvious. We won't hit everything on curve, but it should be good enough. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the situation. I think we already stabilized pretty nicely. When we hit Celestus, we should be even better. Sunfalls will be huge for the matchup. That's a shakedown heavy. Alright, they call it shakedown heavy. I call it an investment. Let's hope that they put more pressure. We can go for Torch the Tower, but it's not a very good deal. 2 cards for 1 is never where you wanna be. Unless you are kinda forced. I mean, alright. Let's hope. Let's see how good at Magic are they. Because we don't have 2 mana on this turn. Like, we can absolutely... Normally I would go 2 cards for 1 in this situation. Here's your counter. I can deal 3 damage for 1 mana, but not more. Hopefully it's just... Alright. That's a weird outcome. All of this is happening on 11th of cards. Man, I've been playing this deck like 1 year ago or something, and it's so hard to get this kind of opening. It's like 1 in 5-6 games, it feels. It's epic when it works, but it usually doesn't. Have your opponent... No. Cards are for me, my friend. But you can, you know, just put the counters. That's your part. Oh boy. He won't like it. That's all I'm gonna say. So I can Sunfall and get rid of this, or I can double Torch the Tower and then cycle 1 of the cards. Those are good cards, man, but they might play another creature and just activate both fight riggings. So I will just go with this one. I can take 1 more hit, especially with Celestus. Oh boy, that's some powerful stuff. We have Farewell, so we don't need more than 2 sweepers. Like, the fact that we discarded Sunfall instead of playing it really shows our opponent that, well, something is up. Drawing cards, I love it. Very nice, especially that we exile it. They get some value, but it won't be higher than we have. And let's see the counters. Okay. This must not be a great card for the situation, because they didn't go for it. But you know, it's the second one on this turn. Like, have mercy on my soul. That should be game. Man, I cannot with this trigger after I kill it, because it will be absolute menace. Have your opponent draw a card. No. Let's not mess this one up. Play with fire. I might regret it, I will still do it. Alright, in this case we are making the token.
I guess that's it then.
And
Keep watch
cycle
for
one of the cards. So we have Emperor. Alright, we don't have the mana for the Spire on this turn. We could, but we have better plays. So he can still activate this at instant speed. Oh boy, you really push this one, don't you? It's not the best play. I don't even think that it's super good, but I will still make it. You know, for the dread factor. Alright, that's some dread as well. 6 toughness, and it will be hard to protect the Emperor. Of course we have answers. Let's see what the card is. We cannot kill it at instant speed, so Titan is probably the worst always. And that must be some interaction spell, I think. Not sure what this is. But we can exile all of the board. Edict. Non-token creature. Sure. But why my cards are not working? It's something bugged. Alright, anyway. I think this is the farewell turn, right? We want to get rid of all of the threats. Sure. I'm going for the graveyard because it's cool. I think we still don't see the card, right? It will be face down. Yeah, I really wanted to know. And we are not playing the land. Even though we would love some extra energy for our plays, like a Pokemon card, but we can cycle it. And as you can see, it's so much better. And he's out, because he has no pressure and no haste creatures, so it's like 2 turns before he can even threaten something. And when we play Teferi, that would be absolute, you know, powerhouse, because we can get 2 extra mana a turn, you know, start attacking with the Spire, cycling for the better cards, this kind of, you know, cool plays. Oh man, that's such a weird hand. We need those cards early game, and the hand is great, but the mana base is absolutely horrible. I think it's a mulligan, like we cannot risk this. Stroke, we don't need it at this point. Alright, this one is a little bit better. It turns out that the first hand would be great against control, probably. But let's go like this, so we can go second turn Volt. I guess we check them for make disappear, right? Yep, it's a Spire. Oh, they went for anti-counterspell play, which normally is great, but not sure about this turn. Because now we set up the board for the rest of the game, and that could be huge. We'll see. Not sure how long the game goes, because this seems to be a pretty aggressive version of the control, but you know. So I can start cycling the cards and make... Man, those treasures are absolutely insane. Especially that he already knows that we might be playing counterspells, right? He's going for the plan. I see, I see. Alright, how do we do it? Yeah, we go like this. We kill the thing. That's a cut down, right? It should be a cut down. Alright, so now it's just 2 damage a turn, and we'll go with the Volt at the end step. And I think when we do it, we should recover pretty heavily. It's not like a lot of pressure, but it's on the verge of being a little bit too much pressure, so then we need to start reacting. Emperor? Hopefully not, but if they do, we can just Zurgo it. Alright, alright. I mean, it's not horrible. Just a token. So, I think we need the Painland still. Oh, this is so good. This is really nice. But I'm not sure if I missed the land drop because I kinda discarded this one, right? Oh no, never mind, I played the land. So, we could go Invasion of Segovia, set up for the next turn, or just go Zurgo. Point is, we don't get the stuff then. We could also make a cool trick and activate the Spire, force a block, and then kill the Emperor anyway, and they have kinda nothing, and they need to follow up with the next turn. Is Zurgo good for the next turn? It will get instantly removed, probably. But I don't super need it. Man, this is so tempting. Which one is better? Having Zurgo is great, but if they go for the throat, that's kinda lousy. They also have a lot of creatures. They want to play this and ramp the stuff. We also won't have the treasure on the next turn, so that's a huge decision, man. I need to burn the treasure for this as well. Alright, let's go. I don't think this is the best choice, but we'll go with it. We also don't get the card, right? Because it's not a battle, it's not a phase. So a bit lackluster, to be honest. I'm not super happy with this one. This might be the turn when we are losing the control over the game. Alright, if they play the 5-drop, that takes a moment. Alright. We don't have too much time, and this is what I was talking about. A little bit too much pressure for my taste. Land is pretty nice. So I mean, we could do the thing again. I think it's just Invasion of Segovia. Yeah, we need to work into Sunfall probably. Oh yeah, there they have the cut down. I kinda forgot about it, so if I activated the Spire, that actually would be a really bad idea. Let's go like this. We need to get rid of this Emperor because it's annoying. And now we are left with 3 trees basically, most likely. Here's the cut down. Nice. But we have Memory Deluge and the Collector's Board and like 2 turns to do the thing. They will grow on the next turn. Yep. But this is his Hail Mary play. If we can counter it with this beautiful land, it will be great. We go like this because we get the treasure. The counterspell is amazing, don't get me wrong. But not in this situation, I feel. And we don't want this countered. That's the card we needed. So this is our play. I think it's Emperor because it's a little bit more reliant. And we keep this one for the block. Treasure might be important to pay extra mana. Hopefully we don't die. I don't think there's many scenarios where we die, right? Emperor is probably the high. Alright, it's not yet lethal, but that was probably the closest surprise lethal out of nowhere. So this is Esper Legends deck with no Esper and no Legends. Alright, we're going like this, because on the next turn we Sunfall. Go. Perfect. Alright, that was the idea. That was the idea. We're getting there. I could start hitting this, but I think having 2 mana is better, because we can just activate it, so we get the same attack on the next turn basically. Fortress being tapped, that's a huge deal. That's not what I would love to see. This doesn't deal enough, right? Oh, this will be rough because he won't tap it. Probably. Especially if we keep the mana. That's pretty brutal. Oh, that hurts. Bro, that's so much pressure. I should do the thing. That's the thing. Oh boy. Discarding. Oh, that's so close. Oh, Rita, I could not be closer. We don't have enchantments, right? Do I care about graveyards? Orzhov, so they play Takenuma probably. I have Memory Deluge, so this is higher value. Unless they play Takenuma, land Takenuma and shorted, but they lack 1 mana. Alright, so that's the play. Man, 1 is all you need. Absolutely. And yeah, let's start working on this. Those treasures, man, give you this 1 huge boost during the games. And I think we can recover. If we start doing Emperors, we can live gain from... Oh no! Oh no, please don't. I forgot about it. I mean, the land got us, man. The land got... And we couldn't prevent it because it was, you know, on attack trigger, so even if we block, that wouldn't change anything. Man, that was such a close game. I really thought we should win this, but he had one pressure card too much. This is why I removed them pretty quickly. Alright, opponent goes first. Not the best hand, to be honest. And Farewell, kinda dead card. Dissipate, not useful. Planeswalker, probably not. So we basically have 3 lands and a 1-drop. However, if we can make this to survive, maybe there's a shot for us. But being on the draw against Mono-Red with 1-drop already is like, oh boy. It doesn't feel like a fair game already. But you know, that's how they thrive, right? That's the only reason deck is so popular, because it basically gets 3 wins if you get lucky on the opening and good curve. Alright, so I think we will play with fire. I could try to kill the adversary because before they can save her. Hopefully they don't have the rage. That's not a smooth transition to combat phase. That's a priority. Oh boy, this will be awkward. We really need to pay attention right now. I need to confirm if that was a sorcerer speed that hold priority or some kind of monstrous rage. They really are tanking on it. What do they expect? That he doesn't have real plays. He has them later. No blocks. And now there might be some decisions involved. I want to Dissipate on the next turn. This will hurt. He probably has the perfect card and I will regret it, but I don't have a choice here. Alright, I got lucky. He didn't have the card. Let's see if that's enough to win some games. Yeah, it's probably Celestus' turn. I need to ramp super hard. If I was on the play, that would be probably a game-winning play, because he cannot kill me in response and then I stabilize. But on the... man, what's up with the priority, bro? Oh boy, is he playing full control? Oh my god, what the hell is going on? Let's open some houses and wow. Hey, wow, I'm so impressed. Man, they had play with fire and they decided, do I hit face or I don't hit face? Wow, what a hard chase. Mono-Red basically melted down at this point. Alright, what do we do? What do we do? I would love to go into the... you know what? The night mode, but we cannot. So we need to go for plus.
This is a serious situation.
And we untap the Make Disappear mana. Then they will try to kill Teferi. So Teferi will probably die, but that's one burn. Out. Yep, always in response. Always in response.
Second here.
And now they have a problem.
Counting.
Hi. What's up? Oh, they didn't expect this one. They thought the game is already over, but we'll fight for it. And if we draw a land, we can farewell the board, which should stabilize us, right? We're at 5. He's fully tapped. He's actually playing, I think, in full control, or that's Sokenzan. I didn't pay attention. Bro, how can you play Mono-Red so slow? Shotek, you don't get the idea of the deck, I think. Like, if you are playing so slow, you might as well play an interesting deck. He's just doing it. Man, that's something special. So, we didn't draw a land, but we drew what we need. White. White. Artifact. Something. Land.
And some think time only flows in one direction.
Alright. He can still go for this queen, not really. He needs a card in the graveyard and he cannot pay mana for it. Let's see. And that was indeed Sokenzan. But he never respected the fairy. And he also didn't play cards. Maybe not this one, alright. This one is a bit lackluster. Alright, because why not? So, we can activate this and start live gaining probably. We could also play Invasion of Segovia and try to trade against this. I definitely want this Dissipate. So I have 2 mana. Man, I'm not really great at drawing cards right now. Let's go for blue mana. and the white mana. Don't forget we can ultimate Teferi on the next turn, and that is pretty huge. And I'm not untapping creature. I can do it after combat phase if I want to attack. And then I'll untap everything, so we have double blue with no pain lands. I mean, sure. Let's put the 3 damage, show our opponent that when we think we actually get something done. Alright, and now we have 4 mana. So it is, if they never play anything, I think it's Squee, right? They have the mana for Squee and the cards for Squee. So that, yeah. And Dissipate will absolutely devastate. It's so enjoyable when you just absolutely destroy them, even you were at 1 basically. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's why we didn't tap for Invasion of Segovia. You can deal your 1 damage and scoop. Or you want to scoop already. They don't even attack. Oh, that's so perfect. Alright, can I double spell? I could. What do you do? Oh, I untap all the permanents. That seems like a good deal. But we have less mana. Do we even... To be honest, Teferi is better without the ultimate in this particular scenario. 3 damage acquired. 3 damage acquired. Our opponent just thinking, do I block? Probably not. Now we go Invasion of Segovia. On Celestus, always on Celestus, because that's 50% of your mana gain. And now we are getting full value everything. This is why I included Teferi in the deck. It was a little bit of late time addition, but as you can see, pretty good one. I should untap blue mana probably, but it's fine. I still have double blue. Yep, is that the time? It seems that tanking for half a minute on every move doesn't really help to win game, because you don't have decisions in mono, you just play your stuff and see if that's enough. Alright guys, so let's talk about this deck a little bit shortly, because I want to make it concise, but I have to say I was super excited to play this deck. It was like super handmade, every card was chosen, and I was so excited to see how it goes, and it performs pretty nicely. Yeah, with Collector's Vault and Celestus you have so much cycling. This is also one of the reasons we can play so many 1-drops, right? Because if they are not great for the matchup, which honestly Torch the Tower is great even against non-aggro matchups, because it can hit Planeswalkers and scry a little bit, but if you don't like those cards, you just cycle them. You have 4 cycling cards, and that's huge. If you are in like top deck war and you have the Vault and your opponent doesn't have it, like you will win so hard it's not even funny, which can be even accelerated with Teferi. So very nice artifact, Teferi synergy, also a lot of ramping power, so you can make those power plays with like Zurgo and Ojutai. Like if you create more treasures, you can very often just attack with Zurgo, keep up the counterspell, and that's huge because most of the time you don't need to counterspell whatever your opponent is doing. And if they do something like Atraxa, you are prepared, which means you can hit with Zurgo and Ojutai every turn and just burn the treasures where it is needed, and then you can play accordingly. We have quite a lot of counterspells. We didn't really talk about the sideboard, so this is the answer to everything. This is your life gain stabilization tool if you just need to... You already won the game, but you have to not die to Lightning Strike, basically. Dissipate, hard counterspell against everything, works against every deck. Gambit was a little bit of a gambit from my side. Haha. Because it's usually not used, but it's so cool that I couldn't resist this. Farewell, of course, answer to everything that you cannot deal with. Vanquish the Horde, a little bit of, exotic choice. I have decided that if I have Farewell as a, expensive sweeper, I will go with this one, because there might be situations where you have, 7 mana, and your opponent just has, where are you? Alright, 7 mana, so 5 plus 2 for the Vanquish the Horde, because it can get discounted by 6, and that was the idea, that for basically 7 mana you can instantly sweep after playing the invasion, and sometimes this can win you the game. A lot of decks just go super wide, so that was the idea. And Silver Scrutiny for the sweet card advantage. I was playing the whatever, the 4 mana X something that can be convoked because it was instant speed. But yeah, we don't really have convoke creatures, and I have found that Silver Scrutiny is just simply better because it usually draws you way more cards this way, especially if you're in a pinch. And you can always flash it for 3 cards. That's usually enough to hit either Celestus, Volt, or Teferi, or Zurgo, and just start digging from there. So, you might be surprised from Invasion of Segovia. I actually had 2 originally, one of them was turned into Teferi. The idea was that I can play this, already get some nice board advantage, gives you so much buffer that you probably will be able to Sunfall, and even if you kill your own stuff, it makes the token better. So you still get nice value and delay. When you hit Zurgo and Ojutai, you can instantly flip it, untap the creatures, and then have so much mana open thanks to convoking mechanic, and you have really good ways to use it. And then if your opponent doesn't do anything devastating, you untap with way more mana than you normally would have, and that's cool, especially if you can have some Emperor tokens, right? Because they can also be convoked. So that was the idea, that's why the wonky choice. And I mean, I think that's it, right? One of my favorite Jeskai builds so far, and I think you will like it. And Teferi was great addition. It made difference in so many games. Alright guys, I think that's it for today. I really thank you for being here until the end. That really supports the channel, and thank you for this. Thank you for being interested, because man, I think this deck is absolutely cool. And yeah, I mean, thank you for being here guys. Have fun. See you tomorrow.
With